Hello and welcome back to the Sunday League Pundits presented by Betway. It is me, Brett Waz, is joining us today, and Liam, you are back in the brand new iteration of Sunday League Pundits presented by Betway.
Yes,
How are you
Mr.
today?
I'm good, Mr. Tangerine. How are you?
Enough out of you, okay?
Buddy, what has happened over there?
It looks bad. It really does look
It's a
bad.
lot
I
of
didn't
orange.
think it looked this bad. I stepped outside. It was
It's
a
cold.
very wonderful
It's
day.
cold
It
today.
is. It is.
That's not that bad. It
But
is.
it's like supposed to snow overnight.
It's
Really?
not that bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, listen, we're back. The three of us at least. I mean, I know there's 8.5 million of us in total, but there's three of us tonight. So hello,
At
welcome.
least it's something.
Yeah, exactly. If you are new, though, make sure you leave a subscription and a like. It's another episode here of the three of us jibber jabbering about something that no one really cares about. But
the Champions League is back, though. The quarterfinals is back. This would be the first bit of the Champions League since the Nations League or the international break, if I'm not incorrect, right?
I do believe you are correct.
I am not mistaken. And we do have quarterfinals. So we'll talk about quarterfinals in a second, but I figured it'd be nice for us to look back because we always talk about looking back at what our predictions were, and we just never end up doing that. So we did a whole Champions League prediction back in, well, you know what? I did have it up before the Champions League started 7 months ago.
I wrote mine on August 31st, 2022.
Which
I
honestly,
don't think I remember mine.
I think you just tried to steal mine, was. But it's okay because I have yours, I have Liam's, and I have my predictions from that prediction video 7 months ago. So we're going to go back and do a little bit of an audit. Maybe we'll do a forfeit. I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. I know Liam's not great at forfeits, right, Liam?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's coming. It's coming. It wasn't my fault. Weather.
Weather, that's what it was.
The weather.
Oh, the weather. It's sunny, ain't it? But so we are going to go back through our predictions. We are going to basically, I guess, tally them up live here as we go through and see who did the best, see who did the worst, and I have a feeling it's probably Waz. So let's start off.
Bro, I got the best ball knowledge out of anyone. Let's be honest here.
You know how
The only ball Waz knows are the two between his legs.
Let's start with Group A. As Group A finished up, Napoli on top, Liverpool second, Ajax third, and Rangers fourth. Not gonna lie, we all had pretty much the same group here, same predictions.
Yeah.
Liam, you had Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers, Ajax. I had Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers, Ajax, and actually no, I'm taking a look at Waz. Waz has Napoli, Liverpool, Rangers, Ajax. So got Napoli right, got Liverpool right, and switched up.
Unfortunately,
Ajax.
I honestly believe if Rangers had Alfredo Morelos still, they would have won.
He's there. He's still there.
He's still there?
Yes, he's still there. He does.
Oh, never mind.
nothing.
Okay. I was playing
That
FIFA
fat
career mode,
boy.
and he's in La Liga, so I thought he went there.
He will be going there because he has said already he's going to be going there at the end of this season. But he's not there right now.
See, I thought it's like the people from the UK. Oh, you get your ball knowledge from FIFA.
Yeah, you literally. We're only 4 minutes and 15 seconds in. About 2 minutes ago, you said I have the best ball knowledge on the pod. So, yeah, lies.
So that means Liam, you had 0. I also had 0, and we have somehow walked away through the first stage with Waz already having 2. And
hey, man, look, I just believed in Quaradana from the start. I knew he would torch Trent. I said it from the beginning, I think.
You did.
And he did, and it happened. And Trent is still getting torched. So is VVD. Fraud. Don't compare him to Vidic.
Careful on Twitter there, Waz. Careful what you're saying.
Did you not lose 7-0 to that team?
Okay,
Shut
whoa, hey, man.
This is a Champions League. We weren't going to talk about it.
Yeah, you weren't in there. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, I was going to talk about how Virgil van Dijk is apparently better than Vidic and Rio and all these people that Jamie Carragher said on Twitter today, which has been an absolute disaster. Did you see that?
I did not actually.
Oh, yeah, no, it's caused an absolute absolute fever pitch on Manchester United Twitter. But that will get us into a whole other tangent. Let's move on to Group B, where Porto and Club Brugge walked away with the shocker, I think, of
not
the
see this
Champions
one
League.
coming.
1-2, Leverkusen third, Atletico Madrid finishing bottom of Group B. So, boys, taking a look all the way around,
Zeros.
zeros. The closest we went and was just straight up copied me was Porto in second. I had Bruges fourth, but I do want to say that in that video, and I felt very dramatically or very emotionally or whatever, I felt very confident in the fact that if Porto or Bruges were able to take advantage of a Leverkusen or Atletico Madrid, they would be able to sneak into a spot there. And somehow both of them snuck in. But we also got Eustáquio and Buchanan and technically Kyle Aaron in that next round as well. So some positives and negatives coming out of Group B.
Yeah.
Good.
That's all I
Yeah.
can say. That's
Well,
all I can say.
I mean, at the end of the day, from a Canadian perspective, I think that was the best possible result we could have gotten in that group. And I do love watching Atletico Madrid have a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah, those were some of those meltdowns were bad. Like watching some of those, especially against Bruges when they allowed that late goal, was, and I'm pretty sure it was at home, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, on Kickback presented by Betway, when Caroline did talk to Stefan Eustáquio, he mentioned his goal against Atletico Madrid specifically about his growth in the game and growth as a player, and he mentioned just getting past Witsel and scoring that goal. So yeah, it was a real lapse, but it also showed it. You know what? We can also talk about this too with Club Bruges. Bruges moved on to the knockout rounds and then switched coaches, and that didn't go very well. Who was it that? Oh, Scott Parker. It was
Scott Parker,
yeah,
shocker,
yeah.
the guy who was nearly relegated the Prem. Shocker, not a good coach.
Yeah, no kidding, right? He comes in here and you're like, no, let's toss him into the biggest tournament, the biggest stage in football. And you're shocked that you went out?
Well, at least he didn't get sacked by Reading. Am I right? Yeah, that was me. I got sacked by Reading in FIFA.
Let's move on to Group
And
C.
then with Mallorca, I conceded 100 goals in one season. We finished 7th.
I'm sorry, are we talking FIFA career mode?
Sorry. I've
But
been really into it. I feel a connection with the club.
Also heard that Club Bruges is also in talks, apparently, potentially, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for
Yeah!
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There we go.
Come on, Ole!
That vacant spot. Already, Group C that finished Bayern, Inter, Barcelona, and Victoria Pilsen. And this one does have a clear winner. Group C for Liam did go like this: Bayern, Barcelona, Inter, and Pilsen. And that is not how that finished. So an even one for Liam as I reach down for mine. Bayern, Inter, Barcelona, and Victoria Pilsen.
Hey.
An even four. Take a look at that. And then Wazzy, Barcelona, Bayern, Inter, and Victoria Pilsen.
I'm pretty sure Waz did say Lewandowski is going to cook.
He did not. And Barcelona, they suck somehow. Like they suck in weird ways.
So I just want to also make this very clear. I also called this one too. And I know we took a look at this and said I went 4 for 4, but I sat here, took a look at each and every one of you in the eyes, specifically Maddie, and said, I shall see you, Barcelona, in the Europa League. What happened?
You did say that. And then I'm pretty sure you did say when you see them in the Europa League, you're confident you'll walk over them.
Big shout out Bayern Munich. Am I right? Mia san Mia.
fucking guy, man. The amount of times that he just, I don't know where you are sometimes, Wazzy. I genuinely sit there and I'm so concerned where you are in conversations. But yeah, hey, Mia San Mia,
Mia
baby.
send me a baby.
So I walk away with 4 points. Liam with one. Was with well, zero. Right now I take the lead. Four. Was with two. Liam with
Did
one.
Waz get one for Victoria Pilsen?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you would have gotten one
Yeah.
for Victoria
Well, I guess
Pilsen.
that
So you
wasn't
got
so
two.
difficult, was it?
I hate this guy.
I mean, yes.
No, not everybody
Technically,
predicted that, right?
everyone
Like
predicted
that
Pilsen.
wasn't
Yes.
difficult, was it?
No, it wasn't. But I'm giving you a point. Was chill.
Yeah, he's literally on your side here. I was the
Daddy
one who was
chill.
I
giving
was
you
just
shit.
okay.
Daddy
Okay.
chill.
Wow.
Daddy, chill.
Relax.
Alrighty, let's move on to Group D. Tottenham walking away with the group there. Frankfurt took second, shocker. Sporting took third, and Marseille took fourth. And you know what? I have been pumping myself up this whole time. And this was the group that you know what, I will eat my words in, kind of, I guess, because I did get two of them right. Tottenham I did get topping the list, or topping the group I should say. I had Marseille in second because you may remember how confident I was in Marseille, and we got to the Champions League and they were awful. Awful. So I'm sorry for that. But I did have Sporting in third and Frankfurt fourth. So I'll eat my words with the two of them there. So I do walk away with 2 points. Liam, you had Tottenham, Marseille as well, Frankfurt, and Sporting. So you're walking away with the one easy point. So attaboy,
Tottenham, you did
congratulations.
a thing.
Yeah. And Was is also walking. Actually, you know what? What the hell? Almost no, not a perfect bracket here. Tottenham on top was had, and then he had Sporting second instead of third, Frankfurt in third instead of second, and Marseille in fourth. So we all walk away with two. Yeah, we'll
Screw
take
you.
that one.
I fuck the
One.
Spurs.
What, you had one? Oh yeah, you did have one,
I
Liam.
got
You're right.
Tottenham.
Yeah, yeah, attaboy. Attaboy. I'm proud of you there. I'm proud of you. But why? I know everybody was cautioning me because, again, I'm pumping my own tires here, but I know everyone was cautioning me around picking Marseille in the Champions League. But why do you think it didn't go well? Because they had the hot start to the season, they had all the pieces coming in. Like, what do you think kind of went wrong for Marseille? Do you think it was just the big stage, or is that just history repeating itself?
I mean, I had them in second as well because, yeah, like I said, they started League One really hot this year. So I thought that form would continue into Europe, but it clearly didn't. I mean, they had moments of decent, they had moments of causing a bit of upset, but really it didn't seem to come all together at the right time for them. Maybe just a step too big too quickly, maybe just that team's not ready yet for European competition. Maybe it says a little bit about the French league. I mean, there's not many French teams left in Europe, are there?
Yeah, well, there's only, is there, I guess, probably only one.
Yep.
Really?
I'm pretty sure there's
Shocker.
none in
PS.
Europa League.
Wait. Yeah, PSG, right?
Yes, PSG.
I was gonna say, did they? Oh, got my mind. There's so much going on.
It's in a
Alright.
whirlwind.
Let's move on to Group E, which a little shocking. Yeah, I'm looking at some of our lists, and I'm kind of shocked with how it
Yeah.
panned out. But Chelsea topped the group in real life. AC Milan second, Salzburg third, and Dinamo Zagreb in fourth. Liam, you had Chelsea topping the group, AC Milan second, then had Zagreb third, and Salzburg in fourth. I had AC Milan first, Chelsea second, Salzburg in third, and Zagreb in fourth. And then you had Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Zagreb. So you actually got two. I had two. Liam, you also had two. So there we go. We'll go with that. We'll walk different ways, but now we take a look at what's going on in the Champions League. We take a look at what's going on with Chelsea. Let's say this team right now that Chelsea has were plopped back into the start of the Champions League. The team that they had now was at the start of the Champions League. Would they still be in the spot they were in or that they finished in the group
Mm,
stage with where they're at now?
I think so. I think the players are good enough. The team's good enough to go through. I think they had a little bit more quality than some of the other teams in front of them. So it's just the managers have been a little bit different. They've had three so far going into the next game. So
I mean, on
yeah.
paper, the Chelsea squad today is probably better than the Chelsea squad during the Champions League group stage. So you would think that they would top this group a second time, but something is so wrong at Chelsea. So honestly, if this group started today, I don't know if Chelsea would even make it through. I could see losses to Zagreb and Salzburg. You know, I could. And did they not lose away at Dinamo Zagreb?
I think you're right here.
Because
I'm
I said
pretty
that's why I chose Zagreb in third. I said away
Mhm.
days to Zagreb are tough, especially in the cold winter. Chelsea can go away and lose, and I think they can beat Salzburg home and away. That's why I chose them in third. And yeah, I think they played each other. Like Zagreb and Chelsea. We got there eventually. I'm pretty sure the two of them played very early on in the group. I was like, look, it is happening. I'm telling you, this is a storyline. But yeah, Chelsea. That's a conversation I think that could last for hours and hours, and we would never find an answer because there is no answer. I don't think.
Yeah, I completely agree. Alrighty, let's move on to Group F. And yeah, you're shaking your head. I'm shaking my head looking at these results here. And
Listen to me. For 60 minutes in the match day one at home versus Real Madrid, we were by far the better team. Okay, we hit the post. We were dominating. We were pressing. It was beautiful Ange Postecoglou football. I have never seen brilliance like that. If Jota was fit the entire group stage, I'm telling you, we scored more goals. We look fantastic. Okay, don't yell at me.
Sorry, Brett. I also think if you had the Jota song, you would have won through as well.
Exactly.
It has the vibes. The vibes go through.
It was so good.
maybe you'd have a goal differential of -5 instead of -11. But either way, Group F finished like this: Real Madrid on top, RB Leipzig second, Shakhtar Donetsk in third, and Celtic in fourth. Jota on the wing, baby. Liam.
Yeah.
You were very optimistic. You
I
had
was
Real
trying.
Madrid, Celtic second, Leipzig in third, and Shakhtar Donetsk in fourth. You get a 1 with the easiest one there.
Good job, Real Madrid.
I'm not even mad. I am impressed. I ended up also getting one. Actually, I got 2 points here. Real Madrid, RB Leipzig, Celtic, because I don't know why I trusted you and your damn Scots. And like, didn't Rangers finish above you? No, you're lucky. You're lucky.
Rangers
'cause they
finished
had
with
the
the worst ever Champions League group stage.
Yeah, you are lucky that
No,
they
we're great.
literally had to be the worst club in Champions League history, or that would have been sad. Then I had Donetsk in fourth, and then Wazi.
What? What did I do wrong this time?
Waz's Group F prediction was Real Madrid first, RB Leipzig second, Shakhtar Donetsk third, and Celtic in fourth.
Four
how'd I
for
do?
4, baby.
That's right. That's right. Real recognize real.
This is the second perfect one that he has. No. I thought it was the second
No,
perfect one
but-
he had.
I mean, to be fair to him,
He's going to be though. This
Yeah.
is about to be the second perfect one.
to be
though.
fair to him though, that is how that group should have ended.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But thanks for you absolutely ruining.
Gotta pump my
everything for us.
tires.
Yeah, and it's going to continue because Group G ended exactly how you had it too. Manchester City on top, Dortmund second, Sevilla third, and Copenhagen in fourth. However, I will also say right after that you did copy mine because I did have the exact same thing. But Liam was drinking the Dortmund is not so great Kool-Aid as he had Manchester City on top, Sevilla in second, who was arguably one of the worst clubs in Europe at the time, Dortmund third, and Copenhagen in fourth. What the hell were you thinking?
I
man?
just thought Dortmund had lost too much talent over the
That's
years.
fair.
And I thought Sevilla would finally want to play in the big boy competition, not the Europa League. So, but Dortmund had a very good group stage, I thought.
They did. Yeah, no,
I
they
liked
did.
them.
But so much so that it kind of made Waz fall in blind love with
Yep.
Dortmund, and
Yep.
now he's in a love-hate relationship with Dortmund. Ain't that right,
I
Waz?
mean, I've always liked Dortmund for like a lot of years. I just had a little hope they could go on to win the Bundesliga, and they proved me wrong yet once again.
He just
So
stopped believing in this team.
I know. I think I have to. Yeah, yeah. There's always that little bit of like they're teasing you a bit, like, hey, we can do it. Nah, no, we're still shit. They're not shit. They're just
not Bayern.
they are like the Spurs, of the Bundesliga.
That's
I wouldn't go that far.
That's something else, man. There's going to be a lot of angry German fans coming at you after that. I don't think you want to piss off Germans either.
No, they're okay. As long as they're not Frankfurt supporters. I heard they're very.
Oh, now he's throwing strays
Calling
at
out
everybody.
Dortmund. He's calling out Frankfurt.
I have had Germans tell me that Frankfurt supporters are violent. They are not nice.
You know what? I hate Schalke fans as well.
Yeah, you had Leipzig.
Whoa. Okay, I will admit these were from Hertha Berlin supporters.
Oh,
You know what?
goodness.
Fortuna Dusseldorf, get out of here.
Hey, gabagool.
Already, and the final group, which we absolutely butchered, Group H. Benfica taking top spot in Group H. PSG walking away in second. Juventus. What the hell did I just say? Juventus. Taking third, and Maccabi Haifa, who walked away with a massive win against Juventus. Am I right?
Yep.
They had even points with Juventus in this, but we did not have even points at all. As Group H, Liam, you had PSG first, Juventus second, Benfica third, Haifa in fourth. We all had
the sensible guess,
Yeah, we all had Maccabi Haifa in third. I had Juventus first, PSG second, so I did get the second point with that. Benfica, I had third, and Maccabi Haifa in fourth. And then you had PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa. And then we watched this Juventus side, and it was not at all what we expected. And then since the start of the year, we all know the drama that they had to go through. And now Waz has something to say about Juventus.
No, this is why earlier I kind of questioned if PSG was in the quarterfinals, because it seems like there's always a negative narrative. I just kind of forgot that they qualified for the round of 16. Who they even take on in the round of 16?
Who's that? Sorry?
PSG.
PSG would have played, was it not Benfica? If I'm
probably, that's just the thing. It feels like there's always this like negative narrative
it's just
around.
Been so long since.
Yeah. It does feel like it's been a while since the round of 16. So you kind of
round of 16. PSG played Bayern Munich.
And like,
and they're out now.
They are out. Somebody said they were in next round.
It might have been.
I said they were the last French team.
See, you called me stupid. Yeah.
About 20 minutes ago, everybody else called it stupid too. About 15, 20 minutes ago, everyone was like, they're not fucking idiots. Yeah,
but they were the last French team in Europe, but they're out now.
Yeah, for sure. Let me tally these up, but while I am doing that, tell me your guys' biggest surprises and favorite. I know we were just talking about some of how long ago everything seemed, but tell me some of the things that you really remember from this Champions League. And Liam, I'm going to come to you first. Other than the fact that your side sucks.
Wow, just wow. Are we talking group stage or are we talking round?
It doesn't matter. Anything.
Well, I mean, overall, I mean, let's start off. I loved watching a couple downfalls happen. We did mention Juventus. I thought that was extraordinary. Atletico Madrid. That was fun. I loved watching Rangers get pumped by Liverpool at Ibrox when they all said, "This is it. This is where we stamp our name on European football." And then they went out to lose like 6-0, something like that. That was great. I'm pretty sure Group D, the Tottenham group, had drama on last match day, which had Tottenham going out of Europe, and then they scored a
Yeah.
goal to go through. I'm pretty sure that was good. I remember that. I say Group F, honestly, the first hour against Real Madrid in match day 1 was fantastic European football for Celtic. I remember that day. Yeah, that day I had the game on record. I was at work. I got home. I didn't check the score. I had my phone turned off. I had my sister turn on the TV, have it paused at kickoff, so I could come in and just start and watch as if the game was just starting then. That was a great day for that. I loved watching that. And then, yeah, like I said, Group H, Juventus just shit the bed. Was you know anything for you that stands out?
Yeah, my love affair with Napoli and
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia, and especially the games against Liverpool. It was fun to see them get dominated, especially Trent being embarrassed by Kvaradona and getting that salad, that mop of a hairpin being tossed around. Sit down, boy.
Can I just ask why do you have such a hatred for Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I don't know, man. Just play fucking right back. All right, he had
Genuinely, he just doesn't want to play
he
right
does.
back.
He's a very high pressing right back, but I like to see a right back defend, and for whatever reason, he just gets very exposed all the time. He's high up. He's too high up his line. He's never tracking back. He's always leaving about his space. But maybe that's Liverpool as a whole. Maybe Liverpool's problems kind of expose him a bit more than they should.
Yep.
So maybe I'm putting too much hate. And Liverpool. It's Liverpool. And I also I'm sorry, I don't like his hair too much. I liked his old hairstyle. Bro,
You heard it here first. Trent, get a haircut.
But maybe I just, maybe I'm, yeah.
Did you not come up to me the other day? Didn't I join like a chat that we were having, and that the first thing you said was that Trent needed to cut his hair?
Yeah, probably.
He's obsessed.
He
Man's
is
with
obsessed.
Trent.
Okay, I am just about to wrap up the final tallies here. But before I reveal the score, we are going to have, I just want to say, we are going to have a watch along on Wednesday for the Champions League as well. So make sure you do tune into that. But with that being said, I want your Champions League winners for this season now that we have, 8 teams left. So, Liam, I'm going to come to you first. I think I know what Waz's answer is going to be, so I'm going to come to you first.
After the way that they handled what I think is the most stacked team in Europe, I have full confidence in this side to go on and beat whoever's in front of them. They have an almighty test here in the quarterfinals, but I think Bayern Munich will be champions of Europe again. Wazinho, what do you think?
I would love to see Bayern go all the way for Fonzie. Like, to see a Canadian be a 2-time Champions League winner would be sick.
Two-time!
So they're kind of my safe pick, but obviously I want to see one of the Italian teams or Benfica go all the way. Like, I know I love Napoli, what they're doing, and they got Pietro Zielinski, the Polish lad. But also, even if Milan or Inter won the Champions League, that would be cool. To see the Italian side lifted after, like, the last time they did was 2010, Juventus got close. Just someone different, right? We've seen so many Spanish, English, and, Bayern win it.
We have 8 teams left in the Champions League. Benfica, Inter, Man City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Chelsea, AC Milan, and Napoli. And your champions of Europe this year is going to be Napoli.
Yeah.
It'd be a great story. It'd be a fantastic. It would arguably be one of the best Champions League stories it ever has been.
It very well could be. Because would it? Because Waz and I were on, we were doing our watch along for that Napoli as well. Was it not Napoli, Waz, who it's their first time even making it to
I think so. Yes.
the like semifinals or the quarterfinals or
Quarterfinals.
whatever?
Quarterfinals,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like I
quarterfinals.
let my
Like
cat out.
it is.
Continue.
It is like this guy is yelling.
Yelling at his
He's
cat.
letting his cat out.
So I was gonna ask you those. Do you not think maybe it's gonna finally be Pep Guardiola's turn at
No.
Manchester City?
No, no,
He's got everything he needs.
no.
At what point do we start calling this man a fraud if he doesn't win with these teams? At what point, Brett? The man did not win with Bayern Munich when I thought they had a fantastic team. He's now been in Man City for what, 5 years? And
Yeah.
he's got the perfect team now. He's got everything he
But-
needs.
But
When are we calling Pep a fraud? When? When? If he doesn't win this season, when? I don't care about the Premier League. I don't care. Give me the Champo.
I just want to say, yeah, you can't sleep on Man City. Like you can't. They're on incredible form right now. They're dominating every team in front of them.
Haaland's got braids now, okay? The guy's ready to go full
The guy
Viking
decided-
mode.
Braids?
He did the full braid.
Oh yeah.
He's ready for Valhalla.
Did you see
okay?
that? He fucking says, you know, I'm gonna do a bicycle kick. He just
Yeah.
excited. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what is this man? But
Thing is that it was hardly a bicycle kick. I'm half sure that he had one foot still on the ground.
it kind of reminded me of
He's
Me.
6'5".
Do you remember that one bicycle kick Messi scored like 2 years ago, a year ago? It was like barely off the ground.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think I forget what I was watching. But this guy goes, I don't even think Haaland is the best player in Manchester City, let alone the best player in Premier League. I was like, this guy is scoring goals for absolute fun. And then he goes, other than scoring goals, he doesn't do anything. I go, good thing
So,
he's a striker, not a
fortunately-
goalkeeper.
Foot Mob has some cool insights. So Man City have not lost in 12 matches. They have won the previous 2 matches against Bayern Munich and have won their last 8 matches and unbeaten 12 games at home. What? Okay, haven't lost in 12 matches, but also have won their last 8 matches. What's the difference there?
It's going to be a big match either way tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I have tallied up the scores, and this is interesting. Liam, you came last
Cheers.
by a lot.
Yep.
You had 8 out of a possible 32
Sounds about right.
that we could have had. So,
This sounds like my high school math marks right there.
yeah, honestly, it did remind me of math for myself, school in general. However, for first place, we have a tie
Hey,
between Waz and I. We both got 16 out of 32 on the dot.
not bad. It's not bad.
Congratulations, Waz.
It's very anticlimactic, but
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough.
But wasn't this how our Premier League thing happened?
I
too?
think so.
Yeah,
I think it
yeah.
usually does. Yeah, because Waz just copies people.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
it
just
won't happen this year because Waz has leads like twice or 3 times.
yeah, it was ridiculous. Also, I want to say with Bayern and City, what's interesting is Bayern have also like in the Bundesliga they have won games and also like they beat Dortmund and they lose to fucking Freiburg. I don't get
Don't
it.
worry, they got Thomas Turtle. My man knows how to win Champo.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's move on from the Champions League to, well, the Nations League. Well, the National League. National League?
National League.
National League, not the Nations League. We aren't talking about that anymore.
You can leave from,
National League.
from the Champions League to no league.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, as one of the biggest stories in the game today is happening from a non-league game, as Wrexham walks away with a massive 3-2 victory over Notts County, and because of a last minute or an 85th minute penalty shot save.
No. 96th minute.
It was 96. I
It
thought it was 86.
It was added time.
No way.
was
I
like
thought
the
it was
last
the
kick of the
85th
game.
minute. 96th minute penalty
Wild.
save
It was the absolute Hollywood story for Team Hollywood. It
from
was
none other
incredible.
than Ben Foster.
Yeah.
Ben Foster in what, his second game for Wrexham making the biggest save in Wrexham's history to win 3-2 over Notts County and to go up 3 points over them for automatic promotion. Liam, is this the greatest story going on in sports in general right
I
now?
mean, I understand people who go, oh well, they're buying this title. They have all this money behind them. Their wage bill is ridiculously high. They're not playing as a National League side, and I get that. I get that. However, they have these resources and they're using them to their advantage. You can't hate a team for doing that. That's just what they've got. Now, you have to say though, they haven't done it recklessly. I mean, they signed a great goalkeeper in Ben Foster. I mean, he was in the Premier League last, but he is 38 years old. He was retired for 6 months. So I mean, for him to come out of retirement, he was filming videos with fucking mini minters 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The man's out here saving penalties to literally win promotion for Wrexham, who he had played for decades ago, and here he is. Just what a story. I mean, what a story that was. I mean, I loved watching Ryan Reynolds up in the stands. He went nuts. And then after the game, he came down, he was talking to Ben Foster. He goes, could you write a better ending to this? And Ben Foster goes, this is why we play this game. There is no better ending than reality, kind of thing. You can't script a story this good.
Now, and Waz, I'll come to you in a sec here, but I'm curious to know, like, the thing about this side is you mentioned all the buying of the team and that you can put the quotations around and all the real limelight that's being tossed onto this team, but it's kind of deserved, maybe, and this is me going, oh, there's all this production around it, and it's funny and cool, good for the sport, but like it's deserved, I think, especially for the fans, for the growth of the game, because now look, you could even look in North America. I think it's grown way more in North America because people are actually giving a shit here in North America. Like earlier this year, you could sit here and watch a Wrexham match on Sportsnet. On Sportsnet. Yeah. And they won one of those games that they showed on Sportsnet. Like they're really growing the game here in North America. But I want to hear kind of your opinion on having Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney so active in everything that's going on. Do you think do you think that's very intentional and they know what they're doing, or do you think they actually just really love A, the team, and B, what's really going on?
I think it's a mix of both, and I don't see an issue with either way. It's like you're kind of developing a club from with the National League, and you're trying to bring it up, right? It's no different than almost what's the one side from YouTube?
Oh,
hashtag United, right? Like
yeah.
that's a team created from YouTube, right? Yeah. Like, I love seeing more of these American celebrities getting involved, and they're kind of highlighting the grassroots level of football in England, and I love that. I love it when not even just English, but American and Canadians show off Sunday League. No, it's not really Sunday League, right? But it's important. It's local football. Like they're showing where the passion is, the people who come out. It's nice to see. That's what football is all about.
I think that's what Ben Foster said on the field during the interview. He goes, "We're here in the National League and we're selling out our stadium every single match day. 10,000 people are coming out to watch the National League. Whereas a couple of years ago, before the investment, you'd be lucky to get a couple thousand out to this. And not only for Wrexham, but the publicity and the energy that this has pumped into the National League and then League Two kind of thing, and the football pyramid lower down. This is getting eyes to these leagues that otherwise would not get the eyes."
Now, the next step for them, if I'm not mistaken, is League Two, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah. Like,
can I give a special shout out though to a certain player? Because we talk about Ben Foster. I want to give a special shout out to Paul Mullen, the striker up top. The man's got 35 goals this season with a 100% shot accuracy.
What?
every shot he's taken so far in the National League has hit the target. Like, it's
No
unheard of.
way.
It is unheard of. He
And
also
he
has
has
a
30
grand
plus goals.
35 goals and a
Holy-
grand total of 0 assists. The
Yeah!
man's a bagsman.
Fuck them kids, bro. That's hilarious.
Wow.
That's-
Wow, that was sussy.
what? Whoa, what? Alrighty, let's move on from the National League and from a lot of security to a team that has next to no security, and that is Leicester City.
Okay, thank God. I thought you were-
Oh, you're going down.
Yeah, this is something that has been brewing all season, and we are bringing this up purely because I want to take my victory lap. At the start of this season, I sat in this basement looking at each and every one of you. In fact, I'm pretty sure both of you were there when I sat and proclaimed that Leicester City was going to be relegated by the end of next year.
Yeah.
We are sitting here with what? 6 games left in the Premier League season, 7 games left in the Premier League season. And Leicester City currently sits 19th
Mhm.
in the Premier League and 2 points away from safety in the Premier League. Now, there's a lot of things that are going around with it. Now, I do also want to say last episode, directly after was said the 13 coaches that were fired, including Brendan Rodgers, I sat here last week and said, how are we not talking about Brendan Rodgers being fired or
Yeah.
not the fact that he still has a job? So I want to say that I was in my own world. But then came the talk and the conversation that Jesse Marsh was going to be the new manager at Leicester City. And within about 48, 36 hours, all of a sudden that went away and he is no longer going to be the manager. Now, I started this tangent without actually picking up who is actually taking the job. So, Liam, who is taking the Leicester City job?
It is Mr. Dean Smith, the former Norwich boss and Aston Villa coach.
So, we sit here now with Leicester 19th in the Premier League, and a lot of the teams around them aren't exactly having the worst stretch down the stretch here, and some teams are starting to pull away. By the end of this season, will Leicester City still be in the Premier League, Waz?
No, probably not. No, based on the results and how things have been gone, they're probably going to get relegated, which is a shame considering what happened in 2016. Man, they got into Europa League and they got back in the Champions League, and they had so many good storylines. And it's a real shame that it's now crumbling so quickly. It feels, you would think they would last longer than this in the Premier League, or at least be up there with the top 10. And you see the likes of Brighton who've come into the Premier League and are now looking like mainstays for a while. So, but to be fair, Leicester as a club has had to face a lot of adversity. I think it was their owner, their president, who was in that plane crash a couple of years ago.
It was the club owner that was in the helicopter crash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've faced a lot. And, maybe going down to the championship could be beneficial for them.
No, and I'll tell you why. So
Oh.
100% Leicester. I have full 100% Leicester will be going down to the championship. I think there's so much off-field issues that I have no doubt that the
Interesting. I
team's going
didn't.
down.
Huh.
Well, I mean, look, when you think Leicester, when you think of Leicester since that Premier League title victory, you think Jamie Vardy and you think Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel walked out of this team with 2 weeks before the season started, out of nowhere. That tells me that something happened or something was going on behind the scenes that he went, I don't want to be a part of this. I can see where this is going. I'm getting out of here before the ship sinks, kind of thing. That was the first time I went, boy, they've got problems. And then they didn't replace him, which then said to me, there's financial issues potentially. And as far as I understood, Leicester have lost around 90 million pounds since COVID. I believe that was the number.
It's a mixture of financial loss and lack of direction. and lack of identity, right? So it's all kind of turned into this just chaotic shit pool.
What I find very odd because Brendan Rodgers had a vision and he's a good
Yeah.
manager. He's won things. He had the ability to invest in young players and spend money on his squad. He's got Yuri Tillemans in his midfield.
Yes.
He's got good players on his side.
Tillman's I'd say he's good. He's just his work ethic is a little off.
He's not playing anymore because he doesn't want to be there. He wanted to be sold last season.
And
they said, no, you stay one more year and then we'll sell you. We'll get a big result this year. Then we'll sell you. And they haven't sold him. So he's going, well, we're in relegation. What the hell am I doing here?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and
but here's my thing. Here's to respond to what you were saying about going down being a good thing. They're going to go down. Leicester are going to lose majority of their squad because most of their squad are Premier League quality or, will look elsewhere. Dean Smith is not the man, I don't think. What has he done? He had a good time at Norwich. You got them promoted. Congratulations. You got the Yo-Yo Club up, and then they went back down. Good job. Aston Villa, look how that job went. Tits up real quick. So they're going to go down to the Championship, and I genuinely fear we have another Sunderland on our hands. They will go down again. They will be in League One in 2 seasons.
Question, random.
Wow.
So let's say Leicester go down. Who do you see going back up to the Premier League? Bolton or Leicester first? I know Bolton's a wild card for our buddy Liam. They just won the Papa John's Trophy. Big things are coming at Bolton. Am I right?
I mean, Bolton currently, where are they? Where the hell is Bolton?
They're in
not
League
even in
One.
the championship, I think.
No, they're not even in the Championship. Exactly.
They're in League One.
Yeah, I was saying, where in League One are they?
Well,
I think they're like 5th.
I'm pretty sure they're getting promoted.
Fuck it, give it to Bolton, give it to the Wanderers.
I do genuinely think it would be Bolton, because you mention it, Liam. So who's going to be there once they go down to the Championship? And this was my point at the start of the year. We already talked about how Tielemans couldn't literally give less of a shit about what he does at Leicester anymore. He doesn't care. He has been on autopilot since last summer. He doesn't care. Where's James Maddison going to go? Because he's not going to play in the Championship. Jamie Vardy is probably, I guess, maybe going to stay
retire.
There. Maybe retire, but he just signed that contract too. Kelechi Iheanacho not going to play down in the Championship. Preston Daka not going to play in the Championship. Harvey Barnes, Dewsbury Hall. We can keep going. Napoli's
Ndidi,
Mari Ndidi, yes, absolutely.
James Maddison, literally, he gave the most depressing interview after the last game. He was the captain. He was at fault for the goals, and you could see he just went, we're dead. He literally said, we are dead.
Yes.
It's a fact. They are dead. They have no fight, no life left in them.
Dude, I'm looking at this side, and nobody on this team is playing in the Championship. Maybe Danny Ward. But listen to this. Wout Faes is on loan there. He's going to be gone. Soyuncu, gone. Amarty, gone. Vestergaard, gone. Evans, gone. We already talked about Castagna, Bertrand, James Justin, Ricardo Pereira, Ndidi, Samari, Mendy, Tielemans, Dewsbury Hall, Pratt, Madison, Harvey Barnes, Tete, Daka, Iheanacho, Vardy. That is their entire fucking team who is not going to be playing in the Championship. What are you possibly going to do?
But look, even in January, they loaned Ayoze Perez to Real Betis. That's a man who is one of your better players. He always went, I want to get out of here. Loan me now and sell me in the summer. Get me out of here. So there was so many problems happening early on in the season, and they financially could not stop it.
I just want to mention you listed their squad there, and there's just a lot of those are Premier League players right there.
Yes.
Like now to Leicester's credit, unfortunately, they have faced a lot of injury struggles throughout the last couple of years. James Maddison, James Justin, and Ndidi, but still, like, it's sad to see where they
look. So they're starting 11 for Leicester versus Bournemouth, who are right down there and probably the biggest rivals for relegation. You're telling me this starting 11 is not good enough to beat Bournemouth? Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes, James Madison, Ricardo Pereira, Ndidi, Sumare, Castagne, Amarte, Feiss, and Victor Christensen. You're telling me that's not good enough to
It
get
should
a
be.
result? We're talking James Madison is probably, was at least talked about going for 50 million in part of the England setup. Jamie Vardy, yes, he is definitely past his best, but we're talking about a very good Premier League goal scorer. Harvey Barnes, Pereira, and Didi. What has happened
Yeah.
here?
And like that's a squad. Like you put that squad up next to Brighton's and tell me like on like squad by
Pit.
squad, which team would you think is better? And then take a look at the table.
And you know, it's crazy. Like, you know, Ricardo Pereira, a couple of years ago in FIFA, he was like 85 rated. Like, I don't like to
Yeah.
bring FIFA into this, but you know,
You
these were
don't?
players that were highly rated. And you know, Harvey Barnes, I thought he had a lot more. I hope he can. I loved watching him play when he broke through into the Premier League. Same with James Madison. I know injuries have hurt him, but I
Yep.
remember there's a time where he was thought he was gonna be like a world. He was gonna be like, oh, Man City, Man United are gonna come after him.
I'll tell you this. When we did our Premier League predictions for the beginning of the season, I had Leicester finishing 9th.
Yeah.
That's where I thought they
Yeah.
should be with Brendan Rodgers as a coach and the players that they had. I thought they should be top 10.
And they are anything but. Last 10 results for Leicester City: 1-0 loss to Bournemouth, 2-1 loss to Aston Villa, where they were down a man, 2-1 loss to Crystal Palace, 1-1 draw to a 10-man Brentford, a 3-1 loss to Chelsea, 1-0 loss to Southampton, 2-1 loss to Blackburn in the FA Cup, and a 1-0 loss to Arsenal, also a 3-0 loss to Manchester United. Their last win, a 4-1 victory on February 11th to Tottenham. So things aren't looking good for Leicester City, and it very well could get uglier in the future. Alrighty, let's wrap up today's episode, guys, with, well, we are the Sunday League Pundits.
Yeah.
So with a little bit of Sunday League talk, and both of you got a little bit to talk about. Liam, you go first.
There's a thing happening currently in Edmonton where we are. It's a tournament that happens every year. It's called the Mini World Cup. Wazinho, you have experience working these tournaments.
Yeah.
Tell me, explain to the children at home what it's about and what happens.
Well, the Mini World Cup is a local football soccer tournament in our city. It's what you think it is. It's a World Cup with, you know, the communities that are in our city of Edmonton. You know, all these. We have a lot of like sub communities that are different heritages, like Croatian, Polish, Italian, and every March, April, there's a tournament where if you're a football player, you can get involved and play for one of these countries that you want to represent. And some of these, you know, countries are pretty strict on, yeah, you have to be an Italian, you need to have some form of heritage, or they, you know, if they can't, you know, let's say you can't field a full Zambia team, they'll say, hey, you know what, you can come play for us. But it's a really cool tournament that brings out the football community in the city, and there's a lot of passionate supporters. Like, it gets very loud in the crowds, like the Serbians, the Croatians, the Team India. Like, it's awesome to see. It's really that, you know, the multiculturalism of Canada. You really see it at this tournament. It's a melting pot, and you know, the final is on Wednesday. So possibly, Brett, if you're not busy, we can go down and do some content.
Do you know who's in the final?
I don't actually. I checked the website. They haven't updated it.
Okay,
They last played on Saturday, I think. Actually,
Okay.
there was games today, but anyways, it's just awesome. It wasn't a pain in the ass to work. Yeah, it was. I don't ever want to work that before. You know, I was gonna ask, like, if you guys ever have any questions, if like, what was it like to work a Mini World Cup, you let me know.
Well, I was gonna say, because we were talking behind the scenes that we were trying to get some content from that, because again, like you said, like I think it's such a beautiful representation of what the game is here in Canada and the people who do
Now,
represent it.
it's important to note that this is played inside an indoor facility. It's 5v5, not 7v7, not 11v11. It's 5v5. There are boards, but it's very fast paced, which
Yeah.
I love. It
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it so much more exciting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like there's a this is gonna relate to what you're gonna say, Liam, but I was on TikTok and there's a guy who's been posting highlights in the Mini
Yep.
World Cup.
Oh, really?
It's called the 29th Club. They're
Yeah.
a small TikTok account. They've been posting just highlights of the Mini World Cup, and some of the comments people are posting are like, "Indoor soccer football isn't soccer." I'm sorry. Last time I checked, if you have a ball between your feet, that's football. It doesn't matter what the surface playing is. If it's not grass, it doesn't matter. Football is football as long as you have two fucking balls between your feet.
Two
Yeah.
balls through your feet. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would respond to that comment is, I'm so sorry, sir. From the months of September to April, we cannot play outside. This is what we have.
But then they
we
say,
play
"Oh,
indoors."
but there's boards. There's boards.
Yes.
What is this,
Here's-
hockey?"
Here's what I say. I am sorry you are such an insufferable piece of shit. How about that? I am sorry that your life is so sad that you have time to comment on how a sport is played and how
Yeah.
it's not a sport. So, to you who absolutely hates happiness, piss off. To everybody else who does love happiness and love the game that we all love, welcome, because that's who's really welcome here. Alrighty, before we wrap up, because I think that's a great thing to really wrap up on, and I really think that it's something here in the city that needs more attention.
100%.
I know when I worked at or when I was still in school at Nate, that was one of the stories that we would consistently go and put out because it was a really good hyper local thing that was going on. But also, our team is, well, depending on the weather, going to hopefully be starting up soon. And I'm getting excited for the
Yeah.
outdoor season, guys. I don't know about you, but Wazzy, he's planning on coming out of retirement here. He thinks he's going to look like Trent outdoors. And Liam, you aren't going to have to worry about goalkeeping anytime.
No, that sounds like goalkeeping's a problem that's solved so far. I am looking forward to outdoor. I always enjoy playing outdoor, probably a bit more than indoor, but I'm hoping for a bit more of a positive season this year.
We need you out, man. Like the
I'm-
thing about our team, we need you out because you, when you do decide to run after balls,
Not very often.
really good. You are really good. We need that out there. And like,
I think if I'm able to play out consistently,
Yeah.
I'll get my fitness back towards the end of the season. The last like 2 or 3 games, I'll be real good.
yeah, Wazzy, how you feeling coming out of retirement?
I'm nervous. I just need to. It's gonna be a process at first.
Oh yeah. No, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to be CDM
Sorry.
once again. I'm ready for my bone crunching tackle.
Before we wrap things up, though, let me say one more thing here. We're talking football in Canada. We're talking about how Canada does its thing. Quickly, I'm going to say Canada is about to get way more on the global football stage when we have our first ever Ballon d'Or winner. No,
Oh, yeah,
it's not
sure.
Alfonso Davies. No, it's not Jonathan David. It is Alistair Johnston, who could be the greatest human on earth. He won man of the match against them, the other side of Glasgow that we don't like to talk about, and then he proceeded to chug a bottle of rosé wine. Okay, this guy, he's just living life right
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Quickly, I just want to go back to that indoor conversation. I just want to get your guys' thoughts on indoor football because I found a comment on here. Can't get over how behind Canada is on football, man. Border soccer, really? First of all,
we have other
not
forms,
every
too.
facility is boarded in Canada. Those are the cheaper facilities. It costs a lot of money to make facilities that don't have boards. It costs a lot to play in them, to maintain them, especially during the winter, right? It makes it easier for people to enjoy the sport in the winter, especially for 6-8 months when it's -20, -10, -30. You want to play football. You want to play competitive football on a team. And these facilities that we have in our city, yes, they're not great. Yes, boarded football is unsafe, but it just allows people to play.
But it not only
It
that,
is.
but it's multi-use. I mean,
Yes.
Brett, you play ball hockey on there. My
Yeah.
cousin had a lacrosse tournament there. I think they do cricket there. Like, it's multi-use.
And
you know?
sorry, Brad, before you jump in,
Mhm.
it's about accessibility. The boarded facilities allow more people to play. I remember there was an issue here in the city because games are going up until from 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. till 11
Mhm.
because so many people wanted to play. And this isn't just one facility. This is 4 facilities where
Yep.
people just want to play soccer every evening, weekdays, weekends. It's
Mhm.
people just want to play, but there's not a ton of facilities to do it in the winter.
Yeah.
And like I said, non-boarded facilities, they cost a lot of money to keep and maintain. We're trying to build more of those here where we are. I know in Ontario they have plenty, Vancouver.
Mhm.
It's different in every province. Every province is different when it comes to football and soccer in Canada.
Here's the thing, and you mentioned that too. It is the amount of time that you're having at these 4 facilities, but at those facilities as well, there's 4 rinks that are
Yeah.
being used, and then even at the south, there's an extra 5th one, and then they
Mhm.
added another specifically ball hockey rink so that they could use more turfs at the South
Yeah.
Soccer Center. You sit here and on TikTok and you see all these people who go, "Oh, Canadians can't do football. They talk you're just like Americans. You don't know anything." And then when the Canadians actually go out there and prove, not only talk about, but prove that they're not only active in the game, but they play the game, watch the game, are active in so many different ways in the summer and the winter, playing literally 12 months out of the year, and you sit there and you go, "Oh, what is this? This isn't football." Fuck you. Fuck you.
And
Because
I'm
you don't get to have both ways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you
Yeah.
don't. You don't get to sit there and complain when, "Oh, we're not taking it seriously." And then when we are taking it seriously, you can't sit there and go, "That's not the game."
Mhm.
Read a book, touch some grass.
Mhm.
Don't be such an insufferable human being, and maybe, just maybe, more people around you might actually like
And guess what? Those indoor facilities that you're shitting on for having boards, those are the same facilities that Alfonso Davies first started in.
Yep.
That's
There-
where
there's a
he
There's a video of him scoring a banger of a free kick at the Eastside Soccer Center. I played on that same field. There's a video of him when he was probably like 10, 13 playing, and he hits a banger free kick. That's where it starts.
Go
for a
tell
lot of kids.
Alfonso Davies it's not
starts.
football. Go tell Alfonso
And guess
Davies
what?
that is not where football is grown.
And I
And
don't
he's
care.
going to look at you and laugh at you
I
in the
don't care
face
if you're
with
playing.
all of the money that he has made with Bayern
Now,
Munich.
Brad, real quick, I want to say Alfonso Davies would probably agree. Yeah, we shouldn't have boarded facilities, but it's just the accessibility factor, right?
Oh, no.
Back in 2000, 2004, the money wasn't there to create these, 7v7 pitches, these domes in Canada that we're starting to see. They're starting to pop up more in Edmonton. I know there's plenty in Ontario and BC, but Alberta as a whole still needs a little bit of time to grow. And there are people who are trying to develop more.
But
I
the
don't
thing
care if
about
you're playing at the new camp, or if you're
Yeah.
playing indoor with boards, if you're playing futsal in a gym, or if you I don't care. You're playing. Who
Yeah.
ca- And quite frankly, let's be brutally honest. The people who are playing at the Edmonton indoor boarded centers are not going to be then going to play for Real Madrid next week.
Yeah.
For them, it's okay. We're
Mhm.
playing the game that we love.
And the other thing too with this boarded game is that it also adds to your outdoor game. It's still football, but it adds to the urgency in your game. I can't wait going from indoor to outdoor to
Mhm.
see how my game has evolved.
Mhm.
Because
Also-
I played a totally different position, totally different way in indoor. How is that going to apply to my outdoor game?
Yeah.
Like again, we have snow X amount of months out of the year. You expect us to go out there and play? Like, yeah. I think we spent enough time ragging
Sorry,
on
Brad.
people who are
I have one last hot take.
sorry human. but
I
go ahead.
really like this conversation right now. Hot take: indoor football 5v5 is more exciting than 11v11. It's better.
Outdoor?
No, yeah, it is. It is. It's 100%.
No, I'm sorry.
It's so much more
You know
exciting.
what?
It's back and forth.
You're not gonna beat actual football though.
I guess I don't know, but when I've worked at these mini World Cups, it's so exciting to watch go back and forth,
100%.
intense. It's awesome. It's just there's such a like intensity to it, and you have to be so quick on your feet. You have to mentally quick think, like Brett mentioned. Like it's just a different game. It's so fast and fast paced, and you're starting to see even 7v7 football grow a bit more. There's these massive games happening in Barcelona now, like. I'll end it there. But we could talk
Yeah.
about indoor football, in
No,
my
that's
opinion, for a while.
No,
Yeah.
and honestly, hopefully you guys are able to go there on Wednesday and at least show a little bit more of the world what we are talking about and
Mhm.
how the atmosphere might compare to what you see in Europe. Yes, it is not an ultra section. Yes, it is not, the greatest derbies the world of football has ever seen. However, it's something fantastic and it's local and it's people showing pride for where they're from and what they bring to Canada, which I think is ultimately the greatest aspect of the Mini World Cup is we're all here together and we are celebrating who we are together.
100%. Alrighty, let's wrap it up there. Also, just before we do wrap, I want to say I've told you guys this before, but I'm sure you guys already forgot. But I'm going to Toronto at the end of this week, and I'm going to a TFC game, and they play Thiago Almada's Atlanta
Ooh.
United. So I'm
You
gonna
get to
try.
see Gregorius Yakumakus.
You're damn right. Who scored this weekend in
Oh,
the MLS too? So I'm going to try and get as much content as I can for you
nice.
guys to see what MLS soccer is also like
Mhm.
here in Canada too. But also, just before we wrap up, a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't already followed us on all of our socials, please do that. Just look up the 90th minute. We will pop up everywhere. Also, we were just talking all this Sunday League about us, but we want to hear your Sunday League stories. So when you do find those social medias, make sure you hit us in the DMs and tell us some of your stories from your Sunday Leagues. We will tell some of your stories here on the podcast every single show. All righty, lads, let's wrap it up there. We will be back once again next week. Thank you so much for joining the Sunday League Pundits presented by Betway. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.